Good morning, everyone. Rob Lukey with our Capital Group. Wanted to go over the kind of the good and the bad and the ugly of the S&P S&P Case-Shiller Index, which, as we know, obviously it is the most widely used index in the United States for tracking home prices. And obviously, the headline is that home prices rose in the second quarter of 2012. We saw that home prices were up 6.9%. This is obviously good. We're seeing a kind of continuation, and even remember last year we didn't have this same spike up. We saw this move up in 2009 when we had the incentive. Remember, we had the tax incentive to go ahead and purchase properties. The following year, that kind of stalled, and we only have one quarter. This year, we've had two good quarters. There's some strength in the market. That's the good. The good is that we're seeing some strength in the market, and that's a positive thing. Here's the bad. The bad is that we still have some shadow inventory. The good is that home price as far as purchases were up, but defaults on first mortgages were flat. But we had defaults on second mortgage actually kick up a little bit. And what I would point out to you is this is the 2003 level. We see nationally home prices are back to their early 2000, actually the summer of 2003. That has actually good news and bad news. The good news is that we're back up and we saw this pick up. The bad news is that we're at 2003 levels, which tells us is that there's still going to be that shadow inventory. Although I think this strength, we still have to work through all this inventory. So I think it's going to be a fairly choppy housing recovery as far as in the overall national index. That's what you would consider somewhat the bad news as far as this report goes. And then the ugly is that, remember, the Atlanta, Detroit, Las Vegas are still below their January 2000 levels as far as home prices. And that's really a drag on obviously both those all of those cities. You're going to continue unless you get something to occur where you see some type of major move. You're going to have to work through all those homes that were bought at least from the 2002 plus level to 2008, or we're going to have to see these prices increase in both those areas, which we are seeing. Like I said, we saw all those things occur. We actually saw Atlanta up 13.9%, and we also saw all those indexes up. Detroit recorded the highest monthly increase at 6%. So Phoenix had the highest as far as in last quarter, up 13.9. So that's positive, but they're still, remember, in the January 2000 levels. Good news is that it means that it's going to be this choppy environment. There's some opportunities. I do think that from a long-term standpoint, this is a great time to go in and purchase a home. But I also think that if you can go in and take advantage of the short term, where we're able to go in and buy distressed properties, see these markets move, take a look at our Capital Group and look at our past performance. If you go to our past performance and put in OCG and then you go welcome, what you'll see is that if you just simply go and you look at all the properties that we purchased, you'll see that over the last 4 years, that based on what we've had invested in the market at any one time, the lowest return we received in a year is 16%. The highest return has been over 40%. So if you look at that since 2008, over the last 4 years, that's a great return, and you can do that by easily going and opening an account with our Capital Group. And obviously you can own portions of these properties. You can track them. You can see what's happening with the properties. You'll get video. You'll get all those things that you're able to track your investments, and you're able to go ahead and be involved in the short-term buying, rehabbing, fixing up the property, and then selling the property. And you're able to stay fluid in the market without having to go dump a bunch of money into the market long-term. So you can own your individual house, and you can hedge that house with some short-term real estate transactions. Hope everybody has a great day. If you're interested, like I said, feel free to go to our Capital Group for more information. Thank you.